Hello, Warriors. A day before the hurricane makes landfall. So, how's everyone doing? Nargis Motorwala is in the house. She'll be our guest in a half an hour. Welcome, Nargis. Blake, Bran, Glenn, James, Patrick, Sinatra, Mike. Ryan's here. Stelios is here. K-Man is here. Yeah, we're talking now. Okay. Anyway, we were right in the path of a tropical storm. Nuno, welcome to F.A.C.E. How are you? Okay. So here we are with the S&P is about to approach new all-time highs. I think, what are we, 11 handles away? Hello, Nuno. Hope you're enjoying being in F.A.C.E. AJ. So, let's take a look ahead because I heard Larry Williams say, as traders, we live in the future, right? So let's live in the future on the S&Ps now. So just this wedge line right here, this could be drive one where we confirmed, and this could be drive two where we diverge, but I don't short it unless the RSI is under 70. So on the weekly, that could happen. All right. At new highs that we could finally be under 70. And the line comes in around 5,900 to 6,000, which was the measured move off the breakout at 4,800, something I've shown a few times where you just take this whole range from here to here and calling 4,800 a breakout and tack it on, it gives you 6,000, 6,100. So let's get it over with and let's complete it, see what happens from there. Anyway, we have a lot of, you guys have heard enough from me. Let's bring in, I think Stelios wants to talk, talk about silver today.
Hello. I'm
How
not
are you,
bragging
Stel?
about anything. Oh, I'm
I
good.
know.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm very good.
All right. All right.
Um,
So I think 33, 32, 33 this run. How about you?
well, we are. Well, let me take the screen and I'll show.
Yeah,
Hold
go
on.
ahead. All right.
Hold on. Hold on. Share screen. Desktop one. There we go. Um,
Breakout.
okay. So it looks like we're on a short-term breakout here. I mean, if you go further back, you will see that we are indeed, the previous highs was 30 and 30 and change. So we are breaking out, and it is for the moment looking bullish. Obviously, gold is leading everything, and gold has been phenomenal. And I've been on this webinar for years now, and if you recall, during this consolidation, I was always saying, look, they're hiking, they're doing the fastest tightening cycle, in decades, and gold is not going down. So what's going to happen? We're going to break up, and this is what we're doing. So, to go back to silver, I think we're kind of breaking out from a short-term resistance trend line, but we do have the Fed tomorrow, and that could change everything. Now I'm going to talk about my views on the Fed, but first I'm going to go back to what I usually start with, which is yields. And for people who have been following, you knew that I said I think we're going to resolve this to the downside, retest perfect, then again a little consolidation. I said I think we're still going lower towards 330, and indeed we are. So this, of course, is a factor of more and more rate cuts being priced in. Is that right or wrong? That's a good question. My personal opinion is that for the Fed tomorrow, if they do 25, the market will think it's not enough. This is, I think, certain. So what happens if the market thinks it's not enough? I think we see risk off equities going lower. I'm not saying it's going to be a major move lower, but they're going to react negatively. If the Fed does 50, then the market is going to like that because at the moment, if I'm not mistaken, we are kind of 50-50 between a 25 and a 50. So if they do a 50, it's going to be better than expected. And the market's going to like that. And I think equity is going to keep going higher and 10-year yield is going to drop towards 330. I personally think that because the Fed know that the market's really not going to like a 25, I think they're going to do a 50. Yeah, inflation is still relatively high, 2.5% ish, but that's not the problem. The problem, inflation is ticking down towards their target. I think it's gonna catch up some steam again and go higher. But for now, it's ticking down. The main issue with the Fed is unemployment, and unemployment has not been looking good in recent weeks. And so, theoretically, if you take a few steps back and look at the picture, they really shouldn't be doing 50. I mean, they should be doing 25 and then going meeting, and then see what happens. But if they do only 25, I think the market is going to puke. And then people are going to be talking about intermeeting cuts and the usual BS. So,
Would that
uh,
be a break to buy across the board? I mean, the whole board has been going up still together. It's still all one market, metals,
yes,
equities,
yes,
oil, the
yes.
dollar going down. Um, could that disappointment, because that's kind of what I'm looking for, is that he goes a quarter and that would set up a buying opportunity. Maybe silver pulls back to $30 or so and you buy that disappointment.
Yep, it could well be. It will depend on the text and on what Powell says. But I agree. And look at the S&P. We're almost at all-time highs, like you said. And I think I was here last week and said, if you put a gun to my head, I'm buying stocks. I just don't see any technical evidence of a reversal. And it's been almost a straight line. Of course, you have some pullbacks along the way, but at the moment, it looks like we're going higher. And the other thing is that there's, if you look at positioning, hedge funds, they're shorting not equities, they're shorting bonds, and they keep getting squeezed and squeezed. And as bond gets squeezed, yields go lower, equities go higher. It's pretty straightforward. The problem with being short equities is that you have to time it right, because in the long run, everything goes higher, right? Because of inflation, because of the deficits. I mean, that's a given. If you go far enough back, ever since 2008, when everything changed, right, with QE and money printing and all that, it's just been a straight line. So everybody looks to buy the dip. I know you can't trade of a 3 month chart. I'm just showing it for reference. So the market is conditioned to know that buying the dip will eventually work. So when a dip comes, the question is, oh, is it deep enough? Is it? I mean, look at COVID. The reaction to COVID was incredible. We had a big dip. Um, Within less than 2 months, and then we got it all back within 3-4 months, and then we never looked back. So it's a difficult one. If you ask me, I still buy stocks here. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense in terms of valuations, but what's the path of least resistance? Still higher, in my opinion, and I've been saying this for a
Do you
while.
have any upside targets?
Well, when you get to all-time highs, you can only do fib extensions, and I'm not really good at that, so I have no targets at the moment. I really don't. Same with gold. I really don't know how far gold's going to go. Silver is a little bit easier because if you go on the weekly,
You have a prior high.
yeah, and you have, oh, I took out the fibs. Why? Why did I take them out? Hold on. I had that big one here. There we go. Roughly here.
And when it comes to gold and silver, still, do you have a view on, the gold silver ratio turned down pretty good last week, followed through a little bit here. I think it's going to 70, and then if it breaks 70, 50. So,
Yeah.
is this a time that we're going to get the outperformance of silver? Since you show gold doing great and silver's been bringing up the pack, is it its time, especially if the,
theoretically
yeah,
theoretically should be catching up. 35 is my next the next realistic target in silver. And you talked about the gold silver ratio, and it is, well, where did everything go? Oh, my nuts gone.
that's it.
Anyway,
That's it.
yeah, and if you
It
think
looks like
about,
the dollar.
yeah, it
Pull
does,
up the
doesn't it?
dollar now, the same time frame.
Yeah, it's been going sideways,
Yeah,
but
and
we
the
are getting
dollar,
close to these lows.
right.
Yeah,
So if the gold silver ratio does the same, that'd be about 70.
yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
If you
Anyway, let's see. Silver theoretically should be catching up, but at the moment, central bank buying has been lifting gold for months now. And the problem with silver is that it depends on economic activity, right? Because it's an industrial metal, and it's when less things are getting made, people losing their jobs is not theoretically going to be good for
China's
silver.
been buying silver, I read. They
I
stopped buying gold. China
Oh,
buying
have they?
silver. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I
Anyway,
wasn't
you
aware
know,
of that.
just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a little view from me and what I expect for tomorrow.
Well, you
So let's
can't
see.
leave us without your Bitcoin view. I know
Bitcoin,
you're a
huh?
proponent of cryptocurrencies.
Well,
So
again, if you ask me, put a gun to my head, I'll buy everything, right?
yeah,
Because I think
there you
everything is.
go.
But we're in the middle of this channel, so what do we do here? Nothing. Uh, Ethereum kind of broke down, but it's trying to come back. I mean, Ethereum is looking worse technically, but
Yeah.
it tends to outperform on a rally and underperform on a sell-off. So I don't know. I don't know about Bitcoin, man. I don't know.
Okay.
We're in no man's land.
Okay. Great to have you.
Good
Any
to be here.
questions for Stel? Shoot them out there. There's a thank you from Laura. She has a crush on you.
I like Laura.
Uh, yeah, everyone does.
Okay, I'll pass it
Okay.
back to you guys.
All right. All right. So anyway, we have Gregor. Grega's here too. So, full
Yeah,
house. See, what
full
we're
house
doing is
today.
everyone's coming in to prep you guys for tomorrow. So on their own time, right? So Grega, good morning to you too.
Good
How are
morning,
you?
John. I'm fine. Actually, Stel already told everything.
All right. So
Yeah,
Stel and you are in
counting waves.
agreement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have an
I just
upside target for S&Ps, Gregor? Can you see
yeah,
like 6,000?
I think that 6,000, yeah, it's a very good upside potential. I think that it's a very important level, especially for 2025. I just think that major trends in these cycles may occur, and especially when we will see dollar index breaking maybe towards 97, I think that big changes in cycles will show up.
And
So, but for now, yes.
great call on silver from a week and a half ago, Grega, on your tweet that you put out to be a buyer on that break. I know it was hard that Friday going home, but never violated your support levels. So nice call on that. Nice call on the Dixie that so far it was a flat. I was looking for, an ABC, but we didn't get up to 102. Do you think
Yeah,
there's
but
you think
I
there's a
just
chance we do it with the Fed?
uh, I think that there is a greater chance that we will drop towards 100. But as soon as
Okay.
we broke these supports from August and earlier from September, I just think that we will in late stages of the impulsive drop from June. So even if they cut for 50 basis points, maybe we'll see a straight move to the downside on the dollar and some volatile price action, and then quickly will stabilize. Um,
Okay.
or if we see a 25 basis point, maybe we'll stabilize even earlier. So as soon as we broke those supports, I would be very careful,
Okay.
especially if at the same time S&P 500 will be around all-time highs. That will be quite important and strong resistance up there. So I would just be aware that maybe market will change direction because everyone expects actually that they will cut rates. Dollar is coming to the downside quite a lot, so maybe there will be some period of stabilization maybe through October.
Okay. Is this a 5 so that, this will complete the whole first wave up?
Yeah, I'm looking for 112.50 to be the fifth wave. And we are just basically breaking out of the channel. So as I said, maybe
Right.
we'll get some volatile price move tomorrow, and we will finally maybe we'll see this fifth wave coming out quite soon. So,
Okay.
but once we are there,
Any vibe on or wave structure that tells you, to be careful about being short US dollar yen here?
yeah, I'm not sure if you recently looked at COT data,
I
but
have not.
yeah, let me share a screen for a
Go
second.
ahead, buddy. Yeah, people have seen enough of my charts.
We love
Shares.
your charts, Dale.
They're Forrest Gump charts.
Okay. So that's Japanese yen COT data positioning from large speculators. And if you look here, we are at very extreme levels, right? If you look then to the left and compare it to these levels, and we have the BOG also this week. Plus, we have possibly 5 waves down here on dollar yen. It goes back to from July highs. And very important supports are also here around to 137, 139. Of course, it's still very big ranges for dollar yen itself, but certainly we are moving into this some very important period where maybe market could stabilize.
All right. Glad I brought it up. Great look. So yeah, we're complete. So we're kind of getting completion of a lot of moves here, right? We're going to get you know, the S&Ps to new highs are a 5.
Yeah.
You know, the dollar at new lows completes wave 1, a 5. So there's a lot of there's 5s all over. Silver at 32, 33. Would that be a 5?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 34, 35.
So we could get a lot of targets and objectives fulfilled in a fairly short period of time.
Yeah, so that's why I said earlier that in 2025, I just think that these major trends in cycles could show up. So I would be very careful. But for now, we are still positioned obviously on the dollar weakness. This has not changed yet, but I just think it's good from time to time to maybe to zoom out a little bit the things here and to realize where we are. And maybe the most important would also be US yields. We are here in a wave C to the downside. And I think that 3.25, 3%, that's my downside objective. And down here, I just think that we will either stabilize, rates will not go far in either direction, and this will have maybe some stabilization for the dollar.
Okay, and let me ask you this. I know some guys that a long time ago were looking for this level, and they're saying from there we could actually make new highs in yields. That this is going to be, you know, this is just really a correction in full market in rates going higher.
I mean, from clear Elliott wave perspective, that's certainly very possible. But I'm not sure what has to happen here for this to come true. But you have clearly 5 waves up and now the counter trend movement. So now, but these counter trend movements, as you know, can be sometimes very deep, and an extended wave C can even take us back close towards these lows that we have seen in 2020. But certainly, yes, it can be a counter trend move here, but I'm not really convinced that market will that easily and rates resume back to the highs here. I just think that we will rather stay sideways for a certain period.
Okay, thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk to the regular crew. Good morning, K-Man. So
good morning, Dale.
So looking at Grega's work, kind of
impressive
confirms, you know, what we were talking about and you were talking about, kind of late to the party to be a U.S. dollar, USD yen bear.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah, I must say I'm not going to touch the yen before I know what Powell has to say, because there are a few scenarios possible.
Why touch anything in front of tomorrow? Is my question.
Today, I think is an interesting one with the Canadian CPI coming up, because if that confirms what McClem was saying, that a weak reading would have them to go for potentially bigger cuts. I think the Canadian dollar could get a little hit, knock on the head today. But we do have Rogers talking tonight, and she's not so much of a dove. So the opposite could be true as well. That if we get a stickier print, all of a sudden the Canadian dollar catches up a little bit on other dollar pairs. You see, so I think today the Canadian dollar is going to be the one to trade, even though we get U.S. retail sales. I still think Canada may be the bigger mover today. That's one that I'm keeping a very close eye on today.
Okay, so you have levels that you're
Yeah, they're actually
obviously 36 is a
they're
level,
all
right?
they're all close. You have 36, 10, 15, and we have 36, call it 50, 65 on the other side. So we're very close to nice levels to go for at least a bit of short-term trading there. I think for the more medium term, if we get a weak number ahead of the FOMC, it's tough to stick to dollar Canada, and I may be looking at throwing it into a cross if I do anything. I'm slightly long dollar CAD. Give me a week, Canadian print, dollar CAD should go up, but tomorrow I may just yeah, do a cross or so. I don't know. Aussie CAD, Sterling CAD could be a good one if tomorrow's CPI print in the UK is neutral to sticky.
Well, thank you, buddy.
Those are the ones that I'm looking at.
And everyone check out. I just saw a tweet about an interview that Blake did with K-Man on Trader Summit and YouTube. Check it out. He talks about all the central bank action. Educate yourself. Ryan, I want to go to you now. So natural gas held its breakout at 220, and I was wondering if you were hedging for your family and for Cayman natural gas for this winter, if you got long to protect your utility bill.
We get enough
there it
gas.
is.
We get
Huh?
enough gas from our parliament. Thanks, mate. We don't need to buy
Okay.
yours.
All right. So last year was a mild winter. Natural gas is saying you should have your winter closed this year in Europe. What do you
I don't know
think?
about that. We get
Yeah.
our
Did
prices go
they
up when it's 100 degrees.
plus Ryan, didn't they take away some of the stipend to help people pay for their bills this winter?
Yeah, they did bring it. Well, it's different. It goes up and down. It's they took the winter fuel payment away from pensioners, which has been a political own goal so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all swings and roundabouts. The price cap changes, and there's all stuff going on. A lot of it we'll find out at the budget what's really going to happen.
Okay. So we have BOE coming up, right?
BOE on Thursday, yes, but in
Okay.
the UK CPI tomorrow morning.
Okay, so we're on the verge of a bull flag breakout, pretty classic, pulled back to prior highs and turned. Your view on your national currency?
I can't take a view on this because after the Fed we could be trading under 130 or trading above
Yeah.
134. It's one of those ones.
It is, man.
When
So
you get
are you kind of
rate
flat
caps-
going? Are you kind of flat going into the Fed, Ryan?
I'm running some stuff. I'm short a bit of dollar CAD, just above 136. I'm still long euro dollar from 110. So I've got trades on.
Nice.
I'm not looking to do anything more.
Just
At the
manage it.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Manage them. Okay.
I've just been talking on the flow show in the chat room. Look at, and you mentioned it, stocks. 11 handles off the high. This is a bit similar to gold over NFP week. Remember, we were touching those highs, and I was saying I'd have less conviction if it breaks over a data point or something like that than when it breaks naturally. And obviously, the gold break we got was after all that stuff, and it happened naturally. The same thing applies to the S&P here, although obviously the Fed is a different kettle of fish altogether. If they say something that moves stocks are going to move, big time. So it's dangerous being right bang on a big level going into these events, I think, here, because it's the price risk is binary as to which way it can go.
Words of wisdom from someone who's gotten punched in the face a few times and doesn't let it happen anymore. Keeps his hands up. So, get into the ring, you got to keep your hands up. That's money management. So let's bring in Blake. Blake, one of the best technicians I know. So, Blake, can you prep me for the Fed tomorrow?
Yeah, well, good morning. We had a full house today, and it was nice to hear everybody's views on the market.
What a
and
team,
of
man.
course, Stelios had to come in and
Well,
give
you
us
know,
his
yeah.
give us his victory laps. He's not here. I was trying to
No,
harass him.
yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I was hoping he was here so we could harass him in person. I didn't see that he left. Anyway, here's the dollar CAD, and K-Man was referencing this a little bit earlier. And if you guys haven't heard the interview with K-Man talking about the Fed, the BOJ, the Bank of England, Norges Central Bank, make sure you guys do so when you get a chance after the F.A.C.E show here. Go back and listen to that interview. But this is the level, since we're watching the CAD and we got, the Canadian CPI coming out, this 38% retracement comes in just above these highs. So that comes in around 136.30. If that breaks, and I hope it doesn't break right now, but if it does, you might get a little bit of a squeeze here. And that's what K-Man, I think, was referencing, is there's a lot of critical resistance up here. And, that's where it starts squeezing some of the shorts. Now, keep in mind, the CFTC positioning that we've been going on and on and on about has really been squared away and evened up after we broke through this 130 right here, this 135.80 level. Once we flushed through there, positioning got squared up really, really nicely. So now I think the Canadian is free to move whichever direction we get, following the Fed, following the CPI. And so that's just something to be paying attention to as we move throughout this week in the Canadian. We also have retail sales, and this is one thing that I do want to point out is the dollar index is really at critical support. This is the 100 0.50 level. Matter of fact, if you guys follow around ForexAnalytix, I actually just closed out the pattern in play in the dollar index because we're too close to support with it's
The
way
Fed
too close
coming
to
up.
yeah, ahead of the Fed. There's no reason to be on the short side right down here. Now post Fed, after we get what we're going to get from Fed chair and company, then we can think about what to do with the dollar after that. We do have just a couple of minutes before this data comes out, but I do want to say that there's a huge debate right now. K-Man, I know you can say your piece if you want to. You guys should hear the interview, but K-Man thinks 25. You got Stelios that just came in here and he's like, no way, they're going to go 50. The market's going to be disappointed if they don't get it. It's going to be really interesting. I think it's very contentious. K-Man, since I'm referencing you, wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah, it's to me it's still not done thing for the 50. As I said yesterday, I said I'm a bit confused as to what they are going to do. Not confused, but curious. Maybe more like it. It could be a bit messy tomorrow. I think I'm still 51% for the 25 BP. So sticking my neck out here, and then the market will need to reprice a little, at least for a short period of time.
Yeah, and it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be really, really interesting. I mentioned this yesterday on our shows on the daily roundup, the morning edge. And by the way, those are private shows for the ForexAnalytix subscribers. If you're wondering what those are, as I told everybody yesterday, I'm going to go in flat. I'm going into tomorrow flat. I mean, I am in some positions right now, but I'm going in flat in the dollar. I don't want to have any exposure, and I want to have a really open mind and watch price action. I think it could be a really, really big mover tomorrow. So we got the S&P right in the middle. Right over here is the dollar index, a 15-minute chart. You can see how close we are to the support. We have 10-year yields right over here. And I'm going to bring in the data flash right here. And we have probably just a few seconds before this data comes out, about 20 seconds. So Ryan, any last minute words?
No, not really. Just get ready for the data.
All right. So remember, we got Canadian CPI and then also U.S. retail sales. I think Bank of America was looking for a weaker number, is what K-Man said in the ForexAnalytix chat room. Let's see what we get here with retail sales.
Oh, lower CPI in Canada.
Positive retail, small, but it's a 0 point everything. So probably no much fuss from that. It isn't
Dollar
bad news. That's the
popping,
main thing.
yields popping, yen popping.
The yen did initially, it popped to 141, and that's come off. The euro's just basically sideways here with the little weaker retail sales. So like Bank of America's assessment was right. But K-Man, what do you make of this weaker CPI? That's a big miss there on a month-on-month basis.
This is going. I'm not going to say this is going to push McLem to cut 50s, but we are really going the right way. We are just right smack bang in the middle of their 1 to 3% range now that they are targeting. It is a 0.2% drop on the common. Core actually slightly negative on the month-on-month. Yeah, we are really keeping the Bank of Canada on the defensive here, and yeah, that's going to keep them cutting, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean,
like
it's
sale.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, guys. Oh, I'd like a sale up around the 50% level that you have there, Blake. And once we accelerated through that on the downside, it was very directional. So I'll attempt shorts if we get up to 37 in the next several days.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're gonna have to see what the Fed does. I mean, if the Fed holds us at 50 and we walk away tomorrow thinking, oh hell, I don't know if we're gonna get a full, another 75 basis points, to the end of the year, the dollar is going to rip, and this is going to be one that's primed. Like I mentioned a couple of months ago, the hedge fund community has been hell-bent in believing that the dollar CAD's going to 140. They're the ones that got squeezed out right here. They're the ones that got taken to the woodshed. And I don't think they're wrong, as I told you a couple months ago. But what I said is we should probably end up dropping first before rallying. And if we have, a hawkish Fed, I could see the dollar Canadian going a lot higher than where we're at. And that, I'm just throwing that out there. We need tomorrow to really work in our favor, but that's what I'm thinking. But anyway, it's going to be, hey, one of the other things I want to say here really quick, just look at the euro. The euro is I think reversing from some pretty key levels today. The dollar index is right at really critical support. I don't think there's any reason why you should be short dollars down here, even though the data was weaker. Just keep in mind that tomorrow is a big deal, and I don't think today's data was enough that's going to alter what the dollar, what's happening in the dollar. But just look at how important the support is, and just watch for a reaction from here. Markets are really efficient at getting mid-range before data. Now that's one big range, but if you put the dollar index back at 101.30, where does that put the euro? 110.80? I mean, just be careful. Be careful if you guys are short the dollar right now, right next to really key support. Dale, I know you have Nargis here, and I know she's here to be interviewed. I want to say, everyone, if you want to be in the most active community and be talking with other traders about what's going on, what we're all seeing in the markets, be in the ForexAnalytix chat room. It is the most active chat room where we put in our trades. You want to have access to a lot of us 15 hours a day. Come right here. You want to know what I'm running live, position wise, come right over here and know, that I scalped the dollar MEX 3 times yesterday off the support. If you want to be in there having these discussions with other traders, not worry about talking about politics or religion or anything else, yeah, this is where to be. So join ForexAnalytix. We have the best pricing right now for our 8-year anniversary. And with that being said, Dale, I'll pass it over to you, but I want to say thanks to the team for being here. It was really nice to have Grega and Stelios here joining us this morning as well. So thank you all.
I'm not exaggerating when I say dream team. Okay, it's not a, you know, if you went out to put together a dream team, not necessarily based on who's the most well known, who has the most followers, just who has the greatest insights into markets, I would challenge any team out there. So it's not like you're just joining a community; you're joining a team of traders that I think are unparalleled in the internet universe. Okay. Um, but you know, I guess I'm not I guess I'm not objective. And here's a very hardworking technician, Nargis. Welcome back. It's great to have you. Nargis very passionate and she's good. She comes up with levels that seem like they're, you know, how very aggressive and they get there. So welcome back, Nargis.
Hi, Dale. Good morning, everyone.
Good
Good
morning.
morning from India, actually. So, yeah.
What's new?
So, new is actually we are just about to hit, or actually we already hit all-time high, right?
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we have the S&Ps up.
Okay, this I need to put it somewhere. This, okay, I may be down somewhere. Yeah. So, yeah, so we did. Our high was 5721.25. The new contract ASZ did hit exactly it hit a little bit over. And let's say there is a bullish activity, then we can have path going in like this, right? So 5900 to 6300. That is
Okay.
the first cut we may get, in terms of the level. The caveat is as long as price is above 56.25, it will try to, keep making new high, try to going towards 5900. Now, since the September contract has changed and it's already trading at 5700, 5900 is only 200 points away, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so basically we are looking at here and then 6300. This kind of does, our cycle target is actually 7,569. So as long as we are maintaining 56.25, it'll try to inch higher, and your next block of resistance would be there, 5900 to 6300, around 575 to 625, right? In that range, SPY basically. And so SPY would be 563 as long as it can maintain. The beauty is earlier SPY and ES has failed around 56.25 a few times. SPY failed around 563 a few times. It got pushed down towards 5400, 5300, but then it came back. So it needs to mean something, right? After it wants to come back. So very interested in seeing whether, it wants to break out here and at least hit the lower end 5900 from here and then go from there. XPX is, again, we have again 65 points difference between the new contract and XPX. So so looking at it, XPX would matter 56.25. As long as XPX is maintaining 56.25, we'll see it inching higher, though we do have some bearish divergences, on a 3-month basis, and price is going up. So if let's assume there is some kind of melt up due to whatever reason, the thing is XPX has left a lot of gaps below, all the way till 4200. So let's assume if it goes to 6300, right? And from there, we get a puke in terms of, let's say a bear market comes in or economic recession comes in, the macro, everybody will start talking about those. And then, we try to go and fill those. So that puts us to where 30 to 50% down. So that's
where
one
are those gaps?
4200 is approximately the last one.
Okay.
42, 42, 42,
okay.
around here. Yeah,
All right.
around here. So if it falls, then, on a quarterly basis, on a 3 monthly basis, it's exactly right here falling on, this, depending on from where it is wanting to. So I'm just giving out what the picture could mean, So I'm just looking at 56.25. I'll be bullish over 56.25 and I'll be cautious below 56.25. Now, post CPI last week, we had a fantastic run, right? We ran from here, 5400, almost 50, 5402 to 56 to 50 point, almost 250 points. So, maybe a little bit sideways, or it can break out here and, do all that stuff. So I'll watch 56.25 and see how it wants to do from then onwards. NQ is also looking good, on a weekly basis. Again, it wants to go. This is 20,000, 25.25. If it takes it out, then we retest the high around approximately 21,000. So as long as it's wanting to maintain about 20,000, this may try to go towards 2,300 to 25,000. I'm just giving the even numbers because it's 25,000 points. So there are, the last 2 digits or last 3 digits may change, but, on a bigger picture, 23,000 to 25,000 overall, we can look based on even if you go to the extension. So see, 272 comes around 25, 23, 16182. So it matches with the fibs as well. So as long as we are having it above 19,000 here, and NQ found a weekly support on the 55, and then it wants to go up. That's there. Your oil, though it has been ranging, a lot. It hasn't taken out 91. That is the thing. But on the lower side, it did hit 65. And from there, it bounced. So we did trade oil from 65 to, and, we still have this. So at best, this is just chopping, just chopping around here. And it hasn't done anything. That 130.5 is still pending. So at some point, it'll do that. And I know you were talking about DXY. So this 100, it's 100 is being supported.
What were you looking
Lot
for
of
in
things.
oil if this holds 135, did you say?
130.5. See this one?
Yeah.
This is March 2022.
Oh,
This was hit
113.
130.5.
Okay, 130.
This was
okay.
hit Globex, which means it hasn't hit RTX. So, during the regular trading, it needs to hit that. So at some point it will do that. So when it will do it, I mean, I don't know, because it is simply
Should do it
chopped.
with the melt up, I would assume, because
Yeah.
oil shares have been participating since last week.
Yeah.
So everything's going up. Here, let me give you a hard question.
Yeah.
Give me a short.
Short.
Is it you? I bet you don't even see any shorts anywhere on the board.
Actually, there could be, but apparently, there is, most of it are coming, at like, for example, Netflix 700, right? It is hitting here and not going above. So probably, so a lot of tech is trying to do, remember last time we talked TLT, it was around here, 87 or something. And now this is also kind of trying to break out. So technically, everything is kind of a bullish,
Yeah,
but
that's what I said. It's all one market,
yeah,
just in different stages of advances.
yes. So that's what the only
What's
thing.
that tell you
Somebody's lying
about what?
about, like, for example, we have oil also wanting to go, we have dollar also, so at some point there used to be an inverse relationship. So right now there is no inverse relationship. Everything is, going in tandem,
Yeah.
including your gold.
It's been
Right?
that way for years now.
Yeah, so gold is also there. So
Yeah.
2620, I was looking for a little bit pullback,
Okay.
so
What's your
it's
target in gold?
3,700. somewhere here, but not right away. It'll do its job slowly, you know.
You have anything before it? I know a lot of people had
Yes.
2,700 numbers.
So I want 2,500 to hold. Then it may do 2653 to 2705. Okay, so somewhere here, 2705. That is somewhere, like for example, if it goes straight, without stopping, then probably this may become a little bit overbought on a monthly basis, right? So then those will be a little bit cautious zone, provided ES is also, nobody talk. I mean, I don't know what kind of news or macro is going to come out to say, okay, you know what, we need to pump gold or metals, basically safe haven kinds. So that is there, but a straight run up right away would make it a little bit of overboughtness. And then, so I'm looking for 2,500 to 2,700, what it does. Below 2,500, I would basically look for small TF adjustments, Oops,
Do you think silver's going to outperform gold on this run?
SI 31. 31 is generally a good number. Once it goes over 30, then, it can easily do 37 to 45, that's how, you see, it's already 1, 2, 3. So either right away or maybe a fourth cut, it'll try to, take out this 31-ish, and then, go to, what do you call?
Measured move.
Yeah, 36 to 40 initially, yeah, and then 44, 45, basically, approximately. It does.
Looks great.
Yeah, it does look good, kind of a cup and handle-ish, in a like, weird way, but 35 would be your next resistance, then your 44 point something, and your all-time high was what 49, almost 50. Yeah, so it still has a lot to test. First would be 35, then all this, and then we can think about, I mean, if it wants to, then we can think about all-time highs, but for now it is just retesting the high.
How about nat gas? You showed WTI. I'm more
Yeah.
bullish nat gas.
NGS, we were talking bullish about it because 1.5-ish, 1.5-ish, it was trying to, take up. So if it wants to do this, winter is coming as well, then, it has a lot to go. So it is already 2.4. The question is, can it double from here? Double or more than that, right? Because
Well,
see,
look at the daily.
yeah,
that may be a little. That is a nice big picture, but the
yes,
daily you broke out over 220.
yeah, yes. So basically, lot to resolve on the left hand side, because see, continuous fall. So at some point we'll try to resolve all this fall and do some extension, basically 2.6 to 2 almost 3, and then here, based on a weekly basis, we can look 2.5 or 2.48, then it can start getting bullish, because look at these series of red candles, so many continuous fall on the weekly. So if it wants, then a few candles will get normalized, right? So maybe four-ish at least here. Who knows? It can do that. So
okay. Anything else on that you want to cover?
I know people are Tesla. They do look at. So I'm looking at Tesla 229 to hold, and then try to take it out. That way, I wanted to go to 289, and then 289 was where it failed, sometime around here. So if it wants to do this, then I definitely want this breakout to happen around 289, and then go. So this Tesla is looking good. The only thing is it just spikes little bit and then sits and does nothing. And then RD or Elon Musk also comes and talks and all that. So, the stock is closely tied to his personality as well. So, so the horoscope of both of them, need to match at the same market. Hercules, they hold. So, when Apple was falling, they were trying to pump Tesla and vice versa. And Microsoft quietly goes up, without much making
Fanfare.
noise. But yeah, see,
Looks good.
such a good run. Yeah.
How about your view on NVIDIA? New highs coming?
NVIDIA. Yes, NVIDIA is
I
right.
say it wrong, don't I? Someone says I'm not
Yeah,
pronouncing.
so NVIDIA is basically it has moved a lot, Dale, like the squeeze happened, it ran the cycle to 1250 right away in one go, right? So when that happens, technically there is a ceiling and then it doesn't have any space to go, right? So on a monthly basis, it is just trying to make space. Let's put it there in a very simple language. It's trying to make space, right? For it to, move higher over what conditions, and then, on a monthly basis, it's sideways and it's all inside this rectangle, then you do have 225 as the target. Okay, 225 here is the target. Yeah, a new cycle reset basically. So pre-split, the cycle completed at 1250, 1225, and then it reset higher, and then it split. So that makes it approximately 225. Now the question is how much of a consolidation it will take to go on the sideways and then try to hit higher. For the first is approximately we're looking around 150, and from
could
there
that be it? 150 be it? Would you be very let's say the S&P's run to your numbers, but 59 to 63,
yeah,
and all NVIDIA could do is 150 during
150.
that time.
That would be a poor move, isn't it?
Yeah.
In terms of
Something
yes, the kind of squeeze it is happening.
Yeah.
I feel it may be a poor.
Something to pay attention to, probably.
Yes. Yeah. So probably I was thinking maybe by December, targeting the election and giving it some more time. 145, 150, it may target. And then based on where we are in terms of election and all that, if we hold 5,900, assuming it goes there, then for 6,300, how everything wants to do. Basically, Apple right now is the weakest. It is the best chop zone stock. It hasn't able to go above or rather settle 225. It goes there, but it doesn't do anything. So I think this is also probably making space kinds thing. So basically it just wants to consolidate and then see. In terms of trading, the commons are good option wise. They technically just try to kill you because one fine day it is good, it is going up, you are long, and then next day they drop 6 points and then you killed totally. So that's why Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, you trade and you get a good nice spike, try to book some, try to adjust some, and then try to roll some out. Basically, nice spikes, because these three are kind of your market sentinels, right? So they are always balancing your indexes. So just straight away trading them is not something I have seen it. I would rather, timely take some profits and then probably roll some out and do it. I mean, common wise, yes, you can leverage some of the things, but option wise, it tends to kill because at the end of the day, they are doing nothing but balancing. Now, yes, yeah.
Can we just wrap it one more time with the dollar and give us your targets and maybe to the downside, what you're thinking if we break down?
The dollar needs to break 100. It is kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like kind of a cluster.
A lot of knocks at the door.
Yeah, a lot. If it wants, then 98 to 90, 98, 97, and then 93. I would say, if it goes below 100. And yeah, but see, it's already coming down and it's already creating a distance here, which means um,
It could bounce
yes,
or
which means
crash. It's either going to bounce or
yes,
crash.
it could bounce or it could crash. Basically, on a small time frame, give some what do you call what happened? Why is it not going to the daily? Sorry, I am in
That
India
happens
right.
sometimes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm in India right now, so the connection may not be at best,
Oh,
but
okay. All
yeah.
right. Well, I'm glad you had power.
Oh yeah, yes, power is there, yes, and then
Okay.
we have it's a season of festival, so
Oh,
a lot of noise outside, lot of things going on. I mean, it's a land
ah,
of celebration, right? So
yeah.
you,
Yeah. So turn off your computer and go enjoy.
I know that's what. But Dale, I've been in the US for the past 25 years. This is practically a foreign country for me now. All
Yeah.
friends,
It's like
all
culture shock.
relatives, all have
Yeah.
that, yeah, and the cultural shock. I'm
Yeah.
still old school,
Yeah.
the young kids are like literally, out
Yeah.
there and all. So you just see and enjoy and get amazed by what they do, all that. Very confident, very, very confident people. So yeah,
Yeah. That's good to know. It's good to
yeah,
have a country.
yes,
Are people, I mean, you're away from the US right now, and you know how
yes.
much, resentment there is between people here. You don't sense that at all there under Modi's leadership.
Uh, you know, I don't know what it is, Dale, but this is what I'm observing. The whole world is going through this. It's not just India
Yeah.
or US, Europe as
Okay.
well.
Yeah.
The Eastern Belt in Europe, everywhere there is, some kind of a change is happening where, uh, you know, I hope it is for the good. I really do hope it is for the good, and people learn to stand up for themselves and come out and think about the country at large, humanity at large, and all those things.
Yes. Maybe we could learn how to be civil and talk to each other again someday. That's my
Yes,
prayer.
yes,
So
yes. That
I
is
always,
definitely needed.
yeah, and I always appreciate talking to you,
Me
Nargis,
too. Yes.
and have a nice vacation. I'll try and keep California from falling into the sea before you get back. And great observations, as Barry R. said. Very nice observations. So people are appreciative of what you did. Best way for people to follow your work.
My work is right
Follow
here,
you. Good.
Nargis007. Yeah.
Okay.
Please
All
do
right.
give me a follow, guys, because I don't know what is with this number 10.6. I am like forever stuck there. I don't know. This number just loves me or whatever. So
Oh, it doesn't change, you mean?
it hasn't changed in the whole 1 year. It's surprising.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Well, someone
So,
follow her to make it 10,601, but they won't show it till it's till it
yeah, it's
changes in the
10.7.
hundreds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10.7 show, but yeah.
All right. Well, may your following grow like a mushroom.
Thank you, Dale. And it's all, oh, you know what? You and I talked, so let's see what happens tomorrow. Time
Oh,
for
that's right.
maybe.
Yeah, we're
Time for pitch, maybe.
we've put
Let's
in
see
some
what we,
short-term tops together.
yes, let's
Right.
see if the first FOMC reaction is to the downside, then maybe
Yeah.
Friday we may get a
Yeah.
follow to the downside.
Thank you,
Okay.
Nargis.
Thank you.
Motorola. Follow my trading warrior sister, Nargis, at Nargis with two R's, 007.
Thank you,
And
Dale. It's always a pleasure talking to you and the Forex team,
all right.
ForexAnalytix team. Yeah, you guys are
Thank you.
simple, to the point, and mean business. That's what I like.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
It's all business
Yeah.
and relationships.
Yes. Yes.
Relationships come before the business.
Yes.
So
Definitely.
thank you again, Nargis. Have a
Thank,
nice vacation over there.
thank you so much.
All right. That's a wrap, everyone, for good luck today. Turn around Tuesday, but we know the whole ball game's tomorrow. So get a good night's sleep and be able to react. And remember, there's no gun to your head. You don't have to do anything if things get bananas, right?
Yeah.
Don't just count your pips, count your blessings, everyone. Adios. I'll see you guys. The whole team will be here tomorrow, and we'll see what's going on prior to Mr. Powell. Let's see if he likes a weak dollar. Adios. Thanks, Nargis.
Thanks, Dale.